Can you just explain what osteopathy actually is? Because I think there's quite a lot of people that don't get it.
It's a physical therapy, so it's a hands-on therapy. The bit that fascinates me most about my work is the human story behind every patient. So, you know, the things that they're predisposed to just because they're human in terms of their sort of worries and their fears, and, you know, the whole evolutionary idea of how we've survived this long as a species.
There was one thing and I thought, God, I really need to do this, is the phone.
You're playing a cortisol game all the time, which is the hormone that is in a circadian rhythm, is trying to kind of build itself up in the mornings. And the phone is a killer for disrupting things like that.
We are back. Welcome to Kitchen Tales. This is a podcast that my friend Rona and I started to promote local businesses that are based here where we are in Berkshire, Hampshire, and we are really excited to be back. It's the top of the year. We are in 2026 and we finished the year on a high. How are you, Rona?
Hello, Colleen. So good to be back.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Season 2.
Season 2 of Kitchen Tales. I mean, every single time I get so surprised of how we've managed to get this done, especially the fact that we had such a busy year last year.
Yeah.
But we're back with our podcast. We're back introducing so many other local businesses that we've loved, that we are being introduced to ourselves, and it's great to be back.
Oh, it's so good to be back. We've got so many
Yes.
fun guests coming on as well.
Right? What have you been up to the last few weeks?
Do you know, January, so we obviously haven't done a podcast for a while now. January was surprisingly busy. I didn't expect it at all.
Yeah.
I've been really busy personally wise and work wise as well. Sadly, I lost my uncle over Christmas, so I had to go up to Scotland. My son has gone off to Asia, so he's left for 5 months. That's on my personal side. And then work has been busy. I've been doing a lot of handover food. I'm getting a lot of inquiries for the year, just people planning ahead. So it's really good. I've got a dinner tomorrow night. And yeah, it's exciting. So it's good. So it's a really good start.
I love
How about
that.
you?
It has been the same. I think this is the first January in a long time that I felt like it's gone quick. Because, you know, January tends to be dragging. We're just like, when is it going to end? It feels like, you know, there's like 45 days in January. But I've really enjoyed this month.
Yes.
And it's just been really good. And I think looking forward to this podcast has been one of the highlights, because having things that you can look forward to with work being busy, it just feels like it's been a great start to the year.
It has.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, and Kitchen Tales is taking up lots of
Yes.
great time as well,
It really
and
is.
we've just got so much to look forward to this year.
Really do.
We really
And
do.
yeah, in saying that, we really want to have more guests coming on. So if you are local to us, if you are in Berkshire, Hampshire, and would like to join us, please contact us at kitchen.tales.podcast on Instagram, or you can be able to contact myself or Rona through our own personal business pages, because we really want to be able to speak to more people and have great conversations like what we did in 2025. So make sure you contact us so that you can come on the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a guest. Would you like to introduce
We
our
have.
guest?
We have got a guest today, a very special guest, Kelley Waters from the Orchard Clinic.
Yes.
Now, Kelley, I hear it's your birthday today.
Ah, it
A
is.
big birthday
It is
as
a big
well.
birthday.
So
It
a
is.
very happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy birthday. So tell us more about you and your business, how you started.
I started the Orchard Clinic in 2002, so a long time ago, just the year I got married, in fact. And initially it was just me and, in fact, one of my best friends, Carrie, was there. He's still with us and is a massage therapist. And we were rattling around in the building and just sort of doing, a patient in the morning and one in the evening, kind of those sort of days. In fact, from a food perspective, we planned our lunches meticulously, and they were the highlight of our day and our working weeks. So we still joke about that now. And we grew it gradually, and then over the years, other practitioners have joined, and so it's now sort of mixed modalities. So it started as me just as an osteopath, and then with massage, and we have podiatry, we have physio, we have acupuncture, so different modalities going on. Everybody who works is self-employed and they come in and use the space, but we're a team, which is really great. So great for interreferral, great for sort of mentoring, great for CPD, all of that stuff as well. So yeah. So
Where are you based?
We are in Upper Basildon.
So not too far.
Not far,
Not
no.
too far.
And been in the same building. It's a lovely log cabin and in a really nice rural setting.
Oh,
so
how lovely.
yeah, it's nice. It's a great place to work. We're really lucky. Lots of wildlife around and looking out the windows, and yeah, it's great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you always been in the wellness industry? Is that how you started?
Yeah. I went and trained as an osteopath after a gap year, so quite young. So basically it was my degree. And and then straight out and working. So I've been an osteopath forever. Yeah,
amazing.
runs through my blood, I think.
Yeah. So when I started my business, I was actually based at a yoga studio. And then in the end, they had a room where some osteopaths came in. Prior to that, this was 2019, I didn't know what an osteopath is.
Yeah.
Because I think most people, like, you know what a yoga instructor is, you know what some people might know what reflexology is. Can you just explain what osteopathy actually is? Because I think there's quite a lot of people that don't get it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's probably one of the most frequently asked questions, what's the difference between an osteo and a chiropractor?
Yes.
So I think osteopathy it's a physical therapy. So it's a hands-on therapy. So we see patients of any age. So literally we treat lots of newborns because we do a lot of cranial work. We treat elderly people, so any age patient, and presenting with anything. So osteopaths will see anything ranging from back pain, which we're probably classically known for treating, the bad back, to headaches, to gynae problems, to migraines. And then we can get into more of the mental health side of things. So some anxiety, sort of physical anxiety symptoms that show up, we'll treat. And sometimes those things will be running together. So you'll have someone who's got headaches and then there's sort of an anxiety picture running with that. And treating the underlying cause is really what osteopathy is all about. So it's a way of looking at the body holistically, in the true sense of looking at the whole. So if you've got headaches, we're still interested in, what the mechanics of the body are doing in your feet and what's happening elsewhere, so that we know, is it coming from somewhere else rather than just treating the local area. So yeah, it's an approach, I would say. It's a sort of philosophy to treating the human, and it takes into consideration everything. So if you're coming in with a headache, we want to know who you are and what's going on behind the scenes, really. Yeah, and the history, medical history and all that stuff.
Yeah. And it goes deeper, doesn't it? It tends to go, it could go from your childhood.
Yeah,
is that the right thing to say?
For sure, yeah. So what we call the etiology of the problem, so that where it's come from, we might be looking way back. So it might be that you say, I hit my head, and that's why I've got a headache. I hit my head last week on a low ceiling. But also we want to know any other things that have happened prior to that may have predisposed it to being a problem to you, when someone else might have bumped their head and not had headaches after that. So you're looking at looking at childhood, and that often, as you will know, goes for the mental health side of things as well, because we're all sort of an accumulation of what's happened to us.
And so the wellness coach sort of side, so that's separate.
It's something I weave into my osteopathy, and I think I always have. Even as a new graduate, I think I was always interested in who that person was with their problem. And then in COVID, there was a chance at the time that we wouldn't get our hands back on people. And so we had to close the clinic in that time. And I just thought, what can I do that means I'm still going to be able to interact with patients and, in a sense, service the patient list that was there, and maybe do that online. And so I did a wellness coaching course, wellbeing coaching course, qualified. And then ever since then, I've offered that as a separate thing, but also I weave it into my osteopathy anyway, because it's probably just because it's my area of interest as much as anything else, and where I'm comfortable treating. So
there's a lot of good things that actually come out of COVID.
For sure. I know obviously so many people had so many issues, but I think actually for me it made me pivot. And I think as a small business owner, that's always a good test, isn't it? You sort of, and it made me think, well, what do I really enjoy doing? If I was going to carry anything forward, what's the aspect of my work that I would really, really miss? And it changed the whole way we ran the clinic, really. It changed moved us onto an online system, all those sorts of practical tech things that I'm not very good at, but it forced that hand, actually. It did force that, so that was good. Changed the way we work, and actually did open up opportunities to do that wellness coaching. And then I think that sort of led on to other practitioners sort of branching out a bit as well, and giving them the confidence, hopefully, that you can, after a few years of doing something, you can kind of morph it slightly and and still retain the ethos of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And wellness has actually just become a really big thing just in general, I think.
Yeah.
And I think especially for me, looking as I'm getting older, it's things that we get to look into to say, actually, I need to be able to look after myself. I need to take care of myself. And it's just really good to know that, you offer a place where you can get all the different modalities of things where people can be able to go. So what's your most popular sort of services that people book you at your practice?
I think, we're very lucky in that all the different modalities are quite busy, I would say. Something like podiatry is, feet chiropody is something that's a little bit more about routine treatments for something that people get into a system of kind of going regularly for. Osteo massage is sometimes people will come and do sort of almost a few treatments in a clump because they need that at the time, and then you won't see them for a bit and then they'll be back again. I think one of the things I'm most proud of actually with the clinic is the long-standing relationships with clients, with patients. So we have a huge database of patients who have seen us, or their family members have seen us over years, on and off. And the best practice is that you're saying to somebody, "You're okay now, you can go away," but you know where we are.
Yes.
And we know you. So when you get back in touch with us, not only will we obviously have the medical history, etc., to refer to, but we know who they are. We know what their life is. That sort of thing. So I think there's that ongoing relationship, even if you're aiming to try and get someone in and out and not make them come back too many times. At the same time, the fact that they do then turn up again 3 years later if they've lifted something out of the oven and hurt their back or something is really, I'm really proud of that side of it, I
mean, it's a testament to what you're doing, because most times a lot of these services, especially wellness, you tend to go by even recommendations. Because someone will ask, "Oh, my back is hurting, do you know a really good place?" And that's probably why you get to see friends, family that are all coming, which is just brilliant. It just shows that you guys are doing a great job.
I hope so. And I think it's always such a heart lifting moment when someone used to say, "How did you hear about us?" And the majority of the time it will be, I was recommended by the lady in the shop, or my cousin, or whatever. So,
and we all get that.
Must be the same for you guys.
Yes, exactly the same.
I think we always say a lot of business comes mainly from that.
And like refers like, I think, in that way. So perhaps then you end up building the kind of business that suits your nature as well, which is the key, I think.
Which is brilliant. So we know that you've written a book.
Yes, definitely. So I'd like to show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it's Why Do I Feel Like This? Tell us a little bit more about how this came about and why you decided to write a book.
I love reading, and I think probably my sort of biggest heroes are authors, and that's my sort of real passion in terms of hobby and things like that. And I always wrote when I was little, so as a child I did loads of poems and little stories and things like that. And I think in that feeling of when you think I really want to write, like that was something I wanted just to have done in life, to write something. And I thought about fiction and then I thought, actually, I'll write about the thing I feel sort of qualified to do.
Sort of very qualified.
What do I actually think I can, and the bit that fascinates me most about my work is the human story behind every patient. So, the things that they're predisposed to just because they're human, in terms of their sort of worries and their fears, and the whole evolutionary idea of how we've survived this long as a species, drives certain behaviours. And so, I often with patients spend a lot of time explaining, they'll be saying, why am I suffering why am I always comparing myself to all my friends, or why do I suffer with, and actually just explaining, well, you're just predisposed that way. That's how you've got so far in life, because, it's a great survival skill to, if you were in the wild, it would be really helpful to have that skill. It's just that as a modern human in this culture, it's just over exaggerated. And so a lot of the time people would leave the treatment room and say, "Oh, I wish you'd written all this down. I wish, or I wish we could have more of a conversation about this. I wish there was more time." And so that sort of prompted, okay, that's something I could easily do. So it fulfilled that need to write, but it also was a thought was actually this is a good tool for me to have in the practice and to be able to refer people to. And it just drove itself. It was a really weird experience too, because I did it in the busiest time of life with young, teenage children, etc. But actually, it just it was a late night thing where you'd start at 11 o'clock at night, and I'd just do a little page, a paragraph, and then 3 hours later I'd be... But it felt really cathartic. It was a great, And
what I really liked about it, because I have read it, and I really liked that it was so easy reading.
Yes,
It's very easy reading, and you can relate it to yourself as well. So you pick out these things that you're just like, oh, I'm going to go back to that and do that. There was one thing, and I thought, God, I really need to do this, is the phone.
Yeah.
So the phone, you advise, and like a lot of people advise, is to put, when you go to bed, don't have your phone in your bedroom. I do.
Yeah.
And you talked about putting it away, but also don't look, when you get up in the morning, don't look at it until about an hour after you get up, to actually get some fresh air. But I don't think I could do that.
No, it's really hard. And to be honest, it's best practice to do that. You're kind of aiming for... With the caveat that, let's be realistic about it. I think, I, like you, I have my phone in my bedroom. And the reason I have it in my bedroom, in spite of saying that, is because I've got young children, I've got elderly parents, actually, you need to be contactable. However, I do put it across the room. So it's just not so easy to reach for it all the time, which is... would not be the majority of the time, would not be because someone's calling me that needs me. It would be because I'm just sort of, I'll just, it's a very addictive thing.
It's so addictive.
We're all addicted.
But also, I think the morning thing is, if you can even get up, you might see the time on it, but if you get up and can use the bathroom and brush your teeth, and maybe you've pulled the curtains and made the bed, and then look at it, you've just changed your biochemistry in the right direction, because ultimately you're playing a cortisol game all the time, which is the hormone that is in a circadian rhythm, is trying to kind of build itself up in the mornings. And the phone is a killer for disrupting things like that. So without boring you with all of that, it just... If you can do bits, it's ultimately 100% better than what you're doing already. Do you see what I mean?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
I've definitely, that's something that is my top priority this year, particularly because, I've got young kids. I've got an almost preteen. Who's been asking for a phone? He's been asking for a phone. He's not going to high school. He's not going to high school for another 2 years. But it's very much like a subject of it. So as a way for me being a good example, for example, like just technology in general, we are just really looking at minimizing that. And I was like, I can't be preaching to him when I'm not doing these things, because I actually realized I got into that habit of as soon as I got up, I would look at it and then I'd be like, oh, what email has come through? Oh, let me quickly look at Instagram.
And they make it accessible for a reason. There's a reason why everything, the facial recognition, etc. There's a reason why they do that, because they want to reduce barriers to entry to the phone. So the second you're in, it's not your fault, and that's probably, that could have been the other title. I think someone else wrote that. But it is. We are just programmed this way, and if you can really understand the psychology, if you can understand the biochemistry behind it, you know why the tech companies research all this stuff so that they can get you in. And once you're in, like you say, once you've picked it up and looked at it, you're going to answer that message from Rona, or you're going to...
There's so much to do when you're in it.
And it really is not that important.
It is.
Really.
But it is extremely addictive.
Exactly.
But it's addictive.
And we're all the same.
I'm really learning. Because even now, it's like, I make sure I'm really trying. Even say we're watching a movie, we're at home, after dinner, I actually put my phone
and also
now.
Saying that you do, that's the thing.
Oh, why are you're meant to be watching this movie, you know? Because I think about it, I think it's just the fast track, how we are now so addicted. Because I remember when I was in uni, I didn't look at my phone as much as I do now.
It's probably at its
peak,
but it
would have been something new and shiny. I should have been more interested in it. But other than, like, because you find excuses. Oh yeah, I use it for my alarm, I use it for this. Get a separate alarm. So I actually ordered an alarm. Funny enough, this morning.
This is good.
Because I actually say I don't have any more excuses now. So so I think it's just really important, because I think
I agree.
When we're looking at wellness in general, that's all part of it, isn't it?
And you never, if you've gone into the deep dive of social media or whatever, where you're just scrolling through, I don't think you ever come off of that unless you're looking at recipes, etc.
Oh yes,
But you very rarely do come off of a half an hour's deep dive feeling any better about things. Most of the time it's triggered some things that you don't need. So, and also saying that you're going to do it. It's the thing I've realised recently is when I put my phone down and we're watching something, is saying out loud, like if we were just chatting, having a coffee, is to say, I'm going to just put my phone in my bag. Like say it, because it makes your brain let it go. But it means the person feels really listened to. They're kind of like, you're putting your phone away, and you're rather than just having it there, and they know that.
It's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, we could go on for
Well,
hours.
it's absolutely fantastic, right? We really could, because I think that's a really interesting conversation,
Yeah.
especially now, how the technology has moved on so quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really can't wait to read the book.
Yes.
So just going to show it again. It's called Why Do I Feel Like This? So if someone wants to buy this book, is it self-published? And
It's self-published on with Amazon, KDP.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, it
So you
was a
can get
really
it on
interesting
Amazon?
process. Yeah, so you can get it on Amazon, either by googling the title and my name, or and that was an interesting process. Yeah, so it's that's where it is.
That's fantastic. So if somebody wants to come and see you guys for any of your services, where do people find you?
So, so website.
What's
for
your website?
bookings is theorchardclinic.co.uk.
Yeah.
And we've got the fabulous Sally who will help on the phone as well. So if people are struggling to understand what to book or something like that, or if they just want some advice, we're always happy to chat.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't quite know what you want to do and where you want to go. So that's and Insta, obviously.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And what's your Instagram handle?
So the book is why_do I feel like this, and the Orchard Clinic's Insta is the_Orchard Clinic.
Amazing. Brilliant. Well, we hope that many people will come and have a look at you.
Thank
I would
you.
definitely be booking. I enjoy reflexology, and it's
yeah.
something that I haven't had for such a long time. But osteopathy changed my life. A conversation for another day.
Yes, I'd like to have that conversation.
Another day, but I highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah,
and actually, I just have to say, I didn't know about osteopathy in children, in babies, until much later on in life. And this is something that would have really helped me out.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend anyone who's had a baby or who's thinking about having children to really look into osteopathy.
Yeah,
because
it's great. It's
for
great for newborn.
so many of my friends in newborns with
Has it?
winding and things.
That's good. Yeah.
So many locally, and they just said it's just changed a lot.
Yeah.
So something that people need to know.
And it's quite a nice support as well, because we've got quite wide knowledge around, the neonatal period. That also even things like breastfeeding and different people are struggling with different aspects. It's actually really nice to be able to just have the baby treated, but also have a conversation around what they might be struggling with, things like breastfeeding or bottle feeding or anything where they're having difficulties. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So before we finish, we're always asking our guests what they're having for dinner, because we love food, and we also like inspiring other people of what they could have for dinner. What are you having for dinner?
You'd think on my birthday that I might be having it, but actually, as I was saying, I might well be visiting my elderly relative tonight in hospital. So I think I might be going to the M&S again. Don't tell me off. But I've probably got ideal meals in my head, but tonight might not be the one. Yeah, sorry
you can
about
have
that.
it another day.
Celebrations at the weekend.
Exactly. Celebration another day.
Yeah.
How about you, Rona? What are you having?
I'm
for
having
dinner?
beef bourguignon tonight. I had to make it for a client. So this month I've been making a lot of food for other people. So I'm trying to put some by for us.
Oh, that's really
so
good.
beef bourguignon tonight with some mashed potato and some veg, whatever's in the fridge. I've got some leeks, I think. So
that's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so warming, and it feels like just right for this time of the year.
How about you?
So for us, we've been having a lot of Buddha bowls, mainly because I miss making Buddha bowls when I had the cafe, but because, just like many people, January is just a time to restart and to just look at your wellness. And we're just trying to do better in eating the rainbow, essentially. So we're going to have loads of vegetables and, whatever meat is in the fridge. But I'll be making loads of Buddha bowls. And I might share some of them on my Instagram page.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for everyone who's been listening or watching us, and we'll catch you in the next episode. You can find us at kitchen.tales on Instagram, and wherever you can find your podcast, you can listen to us on there, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.